Adam Gravitz Sports Show.
What's happening, party people? Welcome to the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. This is Jack. Say hello, Adam.
What's going on, everyone? Let's just get right into the big news.
The big news of the day. It was
Day.
over 80 finally, right? That's the big news.
That is not the big news.
It was
the big
sunny
news,
almost
obviously.
all day.
No, obviously the big news.
Big
Jack's
news.
favorite coach,
Breaking
Tom
news.
Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau was fired
Yeah.
by the Knicks.
That was after losing in the conference finals.
Correct. I don't know where you want to start with this. I mean, you can give your say. I can give mine. I don't know.
No, I mean, I think he's been there, 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
That's a good run. You know, I feel like the ownership probably feels like they're maxed out with his what they got out of him, and it's time to move on. Whatever.
It's not even that. So here's the thing about Tom Thibodeau. He's coached in 3 spots: Chicago, Minnesota, and New York.
Mm-hmm.
He's only lasted, the longest he's lasted is 5 years. What does that say about him? I mean, he's a very well-respected coach.
Yeah.
What does that say?
I mean, coaches move around.
No. I don't want to hear this. He grinds on you. There's a reason why. Think about this. The man has coached, he got the Chicago Bulls to the conference finals.
Yeah.
And he still got fired.
Yeah.
Or left. Again, he grinds on you. He's like he's the NBA version of like Jim Harbaugh. Like, the way his style can only work for so long. Think about it. Go look it up. Like, his players, always lead the league in minutes played.
It's the Kevin Willard of the NBA.
He grinds his players into a pace. He doesn't trust young players. He doesn't play his bench ever until it's too late. Again, I think he's a very good coach, but I don't know if you can win a title with him because, again, he's a great defensive coach, but watch the Knicks play. It was not the best offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's just high pick and roll and ISO ball.
I mean,
it's like the Bradley Beal special. I'm just saying, I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he'll probably get another job if he wants it, but it's you don't think it's weird that the guy's at 3, he's been successful at 3 places?
I think it's great he's been successful at 3 places.
What?
I think it's impressive to be successful.
But what I'm
saying
is, you don't think it's weird that the longest he's lasted is 5 years?
And what's the average coaching tenure in the NBA?
Oh, you're doing. I love how you're defending Tom Thibodeau.
I'm just asking. What is the average? I'm gonna look it up.
No, you're right. Listen, you're right.
What is the average coaching tenure in the NBA? The average head coach is 3.7 years.
Okay, I'm just saying. So you're telling me that you don't think Tom Thibodeau grinds on his players? You don't think it's a grind to play for him?
I presumably, but he also wins. Winning's a grind.
My point is this. He's never going to change the way he coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that in today's NBA it works to play your starters 40 minutes a game?
No.
Yes or no? Answer the question.
I wouldn't play my starters 40
when
minutes.
When Mikal Bridges, one of your best players, in March comes out as we're playing too many minutes, you don't think that's a problem?
Probably.
Okay. And he still doesn't change.
Well, why mess with success?
Okay, so anyway, the thing about the Knicks doing this, clearly they have somebody in mind.
Okay.
For the job.
Who do you think they have in mind?
I mean, my candidates would be, I'm not in any order. It would my guess is it will be either Jay Wright, because of the Villanova connection, obviously. Danny Hurley, because he's a Northeast guy, and I bet his dream growing up was to coach the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Budenholzer or Michael Malone. I think it'll be one of those 4 coaches. Let's put it this way. You're not firing Tom Thibodeau to hire the lead assistant on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Would you agree?
Okay.
No, you're supposed to debate me. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't. I think that's right. So according to Google AI, they say John Calipari, Johnny Bryant, and Michael Malone are leading candidates.
Johnny Bryant. Okay, so Johnny Bryant, I've read up on this guy. I've read about this guy because my friend is a diehard Cavs fan. He was the lead assistant for Thibodeau. Okay. Are you telling me that you're firing Tom Thibodeau to hire his lead assistant? I don't. Does that make a lot of sense to you?
Probably not.
Okay. John Calipari would be a terrible choice.
Yeah.
Michael Malone, I heard, if you look about Michael Malone, he's very similar to Tibbs. He doesn't play young guys, and he plays his starters a lot of minutes. I don't know.
Look, it's just what AI said. AI is always right.
I don't give a shit what AI says. What I'm saying is, I think it's an interesting move. I'll be very fascinated to see who they hire. Is my point.
Sure. Well, it's going to be better than whoever the Wizards end up hiring.
So if you were the Knicks, or if I was the Knicks, this is what I would do. I would go to Dan Hurley's agent I'd go to Jay Wright's agent. I'll be like, all right, here's a Godfather offer. I will give you $16 million a year. Do you want the job? And if he says no, then I do the same thing to Danny Hurley. Those would be my first two choices.
Mm-hmm.
And then between, I don't know. I just feel like, well, Malone, I guess I'd go Malone next, then Budenholzer. Maybe I try Kenny Atkinson, see if he would leave Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Where would you go? Since you have nothing to say, you have nothing to say.
I mean, to me, NBA coaching is stupid. So
oh my gosh, you have nothing. So you don't think it was a crazy move? Like, would you agree to this? Would you agree that Jalen Brunson definitely knew about this?
Probably.
Oh my God, no, he has nothing to say ever.
I mean, I don't know. How do I know? I can't put myself into his head. How would I know?
I'll say this. An underrated piece of this whole thing is Rick Brunson, who's Jalen Brunson's father, is an assistant coach on the Knicks. Would you say that whoever the next coach is has to keep him? Because that's got to be kind of awkward. Would you agree if they fired Rick Brunson?
That'd be odd. That's also why you don't hire family members.
But Rick Brunson was there under Tip. What I'm saying is, would you fire? I'm just saying that'd be a bold play to fire the assistant who happens to be the father of your franchise player. That's all I'm saying. But also, that's hiring Rick Brunson, by the way, by Tibbs, was probably the main reason why the Knicks got Jalen Brunson. So I'd say it worked out for them. So don't say oh, well, I wouldn't have. This is why you don't hire family members. No, it was the right move. If I said I hired Cooper Flagg's father and we had lottery luck and we got Cooper Flagg, wouldn't you say that was the right move?
Mm-hmm.
Or if we, you know what I mean? Or we hired Kevin Durant's mother to be an assistant coach, and then Kevin Durant what if we did that in 2016? And then he came to Washington. Would you say that's the right move? You have nothing to say. This is unbelievable. He brings nothing to the table, people. He brings nothing to the table. Are you going to speak, or are you just going to stare into the abyss?
Look, man, I think 5 years is a long time for the NBA. It doesn't really matter what happened or why it moved. The Knicks have lots of money and lots of potential suitors, so I feel like
I understand
they can
that,
get someone good. And you know what? Fire Brunson's dad. Who cares?
No, I'm not saying fire Brunson's. I'm not saying you're firing Brunson's dad.
Fire
I'm saying
clean house.
Tom Thibodeau was not the whole problem, but you don't think it's odd that a guy who's that successful has moved on from three places like that. That's all.
As I said, I think it's cooler that he's been successful at three places.
Okay, fine.
He could be a Wizards coach where they just disappear once they leave here.
Well, that is true. I do realize that none of the Wizards form Ernie Grunfeld has never gotten another interview. Tommy Shepard's never going to get another interview. Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, every person who's ever coached for the Wizards.
Eddie Jordan's never got another interview. No. Randy Whitman's never got another interview.
No, I mean they don't. And then if you look at the players,
Scott Brooks is a lead assistant on teams, and so is I think Wes Unseld an assistant too. Yeah,
I will say that at least the players recently have at least been successful as role players on good teams, so that's positive. That's the improvement.
We're only talking about Thibodeau because being fired because the Knicks were eliminated. So we have an NBA Finals of Pacers Thunder. Yeah. I'm actually kind of tired of hearing people being like, "Oh, this is a terrible finals, terrible ratings." It's if you're not an NBA fan, I get. If you're a casual NBA fan, sure, you're not going to watch it. But if you watch the NBA like I do, I think this is a great finals.
Why would someone not like it? It seems like
it's just because it's too small. Because the casual loser, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith casuals are going to be like, I just want the big markets. I want the Lakers.
The big markets attract the television viewers, but the people, what I'm suggesting is that, the Oklahoma City Thunder have been the NBA's young darlings for a long time, and it'd be nice to see them
years
pull it together and win the whole thing. And the Pacers are really good.
I'm saying I think it's going to be I think this is going to be a fun series.
Look, I don't even like basketball. I'm looking forward to it.
My prediction is Thunder in 5.
Okay.
Somebody said I heard somebody said it was Ryan Russillo said the Pacers are the AAA version of the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's not it's not like an insult. Like the Thunder are like the elite of the elite in the NBA. We can agree on that. They won 80 games. Like the Pacers are a good basketball team, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're not on the level of the Thunder. Or they're not on the level of the Thunder. Like Tyrese Halliburton won't be able to just have easy drives to the basket and like easy fast break opportunities.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be guarded by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, elite defender. Lou Dort, elite defender. Alex Caruso, elite defender. Like, the Knicks are one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA, right? Jalen Brunson, Cat, terrible defenders, right? There's nobody on the Oklahoma City Thunder starting 5 that's a bad defender, is my point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tyrese Halliburton will make some plays, but he's not going to have a lot of easy lanes, is my point.
Well, that's...
So I think it's going to be 4. I think it's going 5. And that's no disrespect to Indiana. I just think Oklahoma City Thunder is just that good.
Well, it makes you appreciate how not competitive the Wizards are. Because they're not even on the same planet as these teams.
Well, I mean, look, the Wizards could have had Jalen Williams. I believe I want to say we both wanted Jalen Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Did we not 2 years ago?
I'm sure. Who did the Wizards end up taking 2 years ago?
That was the Johnny Davis draft.
Oh, what's he doing right now?
Getting his passport ready for China. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I'm saying, didn't we both want Jalen Williams?
I'm sure.
Pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did. It was either 2 or 3 years ago. My point is, we could have had him. Yeah, no, it was the Johnny Davis draft because they make fun of it all the time. It was the Johnny Davis draft. I think we wanted Jaden Ivey, and then I think I know I wanted Jalen Williams. But no, I'm just saying, like they draft well. They also were extremely lucky. Like they acquired a first-year player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who averaged 13 points a game his rookie year. Did anybody see him becoming the MVP of the league, averaging 32 a game? No. Right?
No one saw it.
So I'm just saying, like, they've drafted well, and they've also developed. So, yeah, they're great, and I'm looking forward to...
Wait, you're supposed to draft good players and then also develop them? That's process? Correct. That's how you do it?
Yeah, that's how it usually works.
I didn't realize that was an available option. I thought
You're not supposed to draft inefficient scorers from Wisconsin who have no athleticism.
And then you never play most of your youth, and in exchange, instead you play like 32-year-old middling players, and then
that's correct.
Like
everything you're saying, yes,
and then let your players rot, and when they finally get pretty good, you trade them away somewhere else.
Yes, that's exactly That's not what you do.
Okay.
Again,
I didn't know.
My prediction is Thunder in 5. You have not made a prediction. I'm not surprised. Would you like to make a
Thunder
prediction?
in 6.
Okay. I'm trying to think what else we have.
No, did you have a good Taco Tuesday?
Good talk. No. Stanley Cup playoffs.
No. Hockey.
You're big into that. It's the
hockey.
Well, look, it's a rematch of last year. Two very good teams. Can Connor McDavid get over the hump?
I mean, oh man, who can?
What's your prediction for that? I'm going to go with Panthers in 7. I say Panthers in 7.
I didn't know we were going to talk about the Stanley Cup because you hate hockey.
I do. I don't hate hockey.
Oilers have a little bit of injuries.
So you're taking Panthers in what, 6?
I'm going to say Panthers in 6.
All right. So then what are we going to talk about next? We're going to talk about then we'll talk about NCAA college baseball?
Go ahead.
Oh, fuck off. You know what the worst part about you is? If Maryland was in it, you talk about Maryland college.
Yeah,
fuck
probably.
Off. Fine. You don't even want to set me up. It's fine. You don't even want to
Fine. Okay, so the super regionals are set up. And the game times and location has been announced. Florida State gets to travel the farthest possible distance from Tallahassee to
that's correct.
Oregon.
Corvallis, Oregon. No, what I want to say was, just like in college football, the SEC was massively overhyped again.
Mm-hmm.
They received, I believe, 5 of the 16 national seeds. Or, no, I'm sorry, 5 of their teams. I think they had 8 national seeds and 5 of them lost. Or something like that. Maybe my numbers are a little, maybe my numbers are a little off. But my point is, the SEC flopped. The number 1 and 2 overall national seeds, Jack, both SEC teams, lost. Vanderbilt became the first team, Jack, to not make the regional final as the number 1 overall seed. That's like losing. They lost to the number 4 seed, which is like losing to the 16 seed in college basketball.
Okay.
So as you mentioned, Florida State made to a super regional. This is kind of crazy. They've made 19 super regionals, which is the most all time. They beat Mississippi State. It was a great atmosphere. I did find it interesting in the game 2, which Florida State ended up winning 5-2. The Mississippi State fans were angry because Florida State was being too rambunctious and rowdy. I just want you to remind me, because Mississippi State is a school, I believe, that has cowbells during their events, correct?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I just want to make sure I have that correct. They also were mad because we were taunting them, even though their starting pitcher, after, this is again, the second inning of the game, was yelling at our dugout, and they got mad that our guy in the 7th inning made a big play and started yelling back at their dugout. Is that okay?
That's not
By
great.
So I'm saying, like, if you're going to yell at us, correct, like yelling and talking shit, which is okay, that's fine. Don't be surprised then when our guy gets a big strikeout and talk shit to you. So don't cry. I'm saying, don't cry about it. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair.
Okay. But as you mentioned, we are going out west to play Oregon State. It's a very even matchup. They are the 8 seed. We are the 9 seed. Prediction: I'll say Florida State wins because I'm also a homer. But yeah, I don't like. I'm excited for it. Look, I like college baseball. Jack, you didn't go to a college baseball school. I did. I actually went to a bunch of college baseball games when I was at school.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna laugh at this. Like Florida State routinely drew like for big games like 7,000-8,000 people, which is, you can laugh at that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's I mean, from what I read, Oregon State, I believe, only seats 4,000. But I'm sure it's a crazy atmosphere. The times are actually not bad. I'd say, like, for playing out west, it's like 6 o'clock on Friday and 9 o'clock on Saturday. I don't think that's that bad. Do you? Because, like, body clock wise, it's like, all right, Florida State has to play at 3 o'clock basically on Friday and then 6 o'clock on a Saturday. That's fine.
Yeah.
I imagine the players will be going out today, or not today, tomorrow.
Yeah, probably.
So they can at least like get their body clocks ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good. I'm excited. Yeah, that's my little college baseball. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if you ever got into it, but you just don't.
I can't.
That's fine. No, that's cool. I get it. It's all good. I mean, you get into like soccer. I mean, I don't know. You only like the 2 major sports. You're a square. You only like the 2 major sports. Well, it would be nice if you expanded your horizon.
I'd love to. I like getting into alternative sports. Like
I wouldn't say. So you think college baseball is an alternative sport?
Yeah.
I don't. I think calling us alternative at college baseball is a little.
To me, college baseball has less juice for me than, unless it's my college, which obviously why you're more excited than I am.
Sure.
To me, minor league baseball is more exciting than college baseball.
So I'll say this: I equate college baseball level wise to like AA.
Okay.
Like I think if you watched a college baseball game, you'd see some like AA. Like there's some guys that are going to be like in AA like when they're drafted immediately. Like our starting pitcher, our stud pitcher is going to be like a top 5 pick.
Yeah. I
bet he'll start his career in like high single A and then be in like AA by like the middle of his by the beginning of his first year.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like you see some. I think it's like AA talent.
Yeah.
I think that the best college baseball team could probably give some AA teams some props.
It's not just the.
But it's fine. You don't like
the
college
level
baseball.
of play. It's just I just don't. It doesn't bring me joy.
But See, what's crazy is you like baseball.
I do. I like.
That's why I'm surprised you don't
like
give
baseball.
it a chance. But it's okay.
Look, I love despite my teams being pretty terrible, still care about them.
I know. Just thought you'd give it a chance, but okay, it's fine. I'm trying to think what else is going on. I did watch. Okay, so now I guess it'll be our TV and
Great
movies thing. I watched an interesting movie on HBO. I don't know if you saw it, Mountainhead.
Okay, Mountainhead. Yes, I have
Have
heard
you
of
heard
it.
of it?
I've not watched it yet.
So it was done by the creator of Succession.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to see if I can understand what it is. They're trying to explain what the premise of the movie is. It's
the
starring,
rich folks who live on a mountain.
No. It's 4 rich guys. Jason Schwartzman, who you love.
Yes.
Steve Carell, who you love. Rami Youssef, I think, is the other guy. And then I don't know who the 4th actor is.
Yeah.
They're basically like 4 insanely annoying, douchey, rich assholes.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like one of them is supposed to be, I think, like the Elon Musk of the group.
And there's an international crisis happening while
right, because his social media company, like Tram, which is obviously it's supposed to be like Twitter, is like putting out fake bullshit stuff that nobody knows what's real and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like a ton of unrest in the whole world, and so it's up to them to it's an interesting movie.
Okay.
It's like HBO does this. So HBO does it not. Remember the John Hamm and Larry David movie they did?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those like made for HBO movies. So I enjoyed it.
I mean the reviews are mixed, but I think some of the mixed reviews are related to the bots that are defending their great Lord Elon Musk, who is now turning on Trump, which is great. I like that.
Right, but listen, it's an interesting movie.
Yeah.
I want you to give it a shot, but you won't. So
I won't.
What a surprise! And then I finished up Mobland, another show that you won't give a shot to. This past weekend, huh? I think you would like it, but you won't give it a shot. So just finish that.
I mean, I'll do my best to watch the shows. I just finished.
No, you won't.
I'm finishing up Peacemaker to get ready for the next season, which is really good.
That's not until like August.
Yeah, I gotta. You know the speed at which I watch shows. I gotta.
Oh, I know. You're the slowest I've ever seen. You're one of the slowest I've ever seen. But yeah, so that's all that. But yeah, you're so I don't know what else do we got. I sent you a bunch of Trump shit today. I don't know, like his. No,
I think it's one thing that.
Oh,
that,
also, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know which of the insane Trump.
I was just gonna note a theme that we had talked about a bunch, in that Joe Biden can't be everything that they say he is. He can't be this evil genius trying to destroy the world while also being a doddering fool, while also being a clone robot, while also being an infirmed, dementia-riddled patient with cancer. It's just bizarre.
So every week they just make up something, like you said. One week he's a clone. Then the next week he's a terror. What did you say? Like
he's a terrible killer. He's like a brutal monster.
Right. He's a stone cold. I mean, they can't make up their mind. So as you mentioned, Jack's favorite president reposted something from some guy who probably I don't know where this guy came from. Says that Joe Biden is a robot. And the president of the United States reposted this. How this is not like the lead story in every like major network, I don't get it. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, he's just like fucking around. No, he's not. This is also the same asshole who, when they asked him about Joe Biden's cancer, he was like, yeah, you should not feel sorry for him because he's a vicious person. And then you wonder why Republicans, why all the people who are not Trumpers are going to do mass celebrations when your dear leader does eventually die. And not one person is going to give a fuck about it. This is why.
Yeah.
If you're just an actual human, all you say, even if you don't like the guy and you don't like his policies,
yeah,
is you say I'm praying for his well, his recovery.
Yep.
And that's it. To then go out and say he's a vicious guy and you should not feel sorry for him is just, it's mind-numbing.
Yeah.
How insane, how little, like, I bet there are serial killers that have more empathy for people, as crazy as it sounds, than Donald Trump. Is that a fucked up thing to say?
Not at all. Not at all. No, I'm looking forward to a variety of protests on the 14th.
Yeah, I couldn't give two flying fucks about the 4th. I don't care. I'm sure you're going to watch the whole fucking thing.
No, I've got protests on my calendar scheduled. There's at least 3
What day
in
is the
our
4th?
area.
What day is the 14th?
It's a Saturday. So I'm going to one of the ones on Rockville Pike. That'll be great. Probably by the Tesla dealership, if I had to guess.
I just don't care. I think look. Nobody's going to watch any of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, they're gonna destroy the streets of DC.
Yep.
And cost the city
and
millions and then not pay for it.
For no reason.
And Trumpy gets to feel special for
because you know why, Jack? Because he has such low self-esteem. That's why.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Because he has. I've said this to you 1,000 times. He doesn't have friends. Like, he doesn't. True or false? Does he have friends?
No friends.
I know you're just kidding. I know you're not really like. Do you think he has any friends? I'm honestly asking you.
He has no friends.
He has any friends? Okay. So like he's doing this because he has no friends, and he just wants everyone to kiss his ass.
He's the kid with no friends who needs a bouncy castle and a clown and
like, honestly,
a petting zoo for his birthday because he's got nothing going on.
You're not wrong. I don't know. Is there anything else I sent you that sparked your interest from the
I mean, there's
posts?
lots of good content for sure.
I mean, I guess his annoying press secretary is like just continuing to defend his terrible budget bill.
Well, also they had no comment about the liberal from South Korea winning. Also, like
even Elon fuckhead Musk thinks it's a terrible bill. Not only that, did you see that Trailer Trash Green was like, I wouldn't have passed it or something?
Yeah.
If I had actually read the bill.
Yeah.
Like basically, like KKK Levitt is saying, like Rand Paul and Ron Johnson are like, what, like not like rhino? Is she basically calling them rhinos? And you and I both have followed politics long enough. Those two are the complete opposite of that.
They're terrible people.
Exactly.
But also, they're against this not for necessarily the right reasons.
No. I mean, well, isn't Rand Paul kind of for the right reason or no?
No.
I know Ron.
He wants to cut tax break. He wants to cut taxes and services. He wants to reduce the deficit and that. Okay. But anyway, because the biggest thing is that the tax breaks to billionaires still increases deficit, obviously. So.
Correct. I know.
But it sucks. These are the worst people, and you know, all this puffing their chests out, saying blah blah blah, and the 3 or 4 or 5 that are saying that they're against it now, they're all gonna fucking.
Well, that's the thing. You and I both
know.
Right. You and I have both followed politics long enough. We know exactly how this game works. They're, as you said, they're 100% going to do that. They're like, yeah, I'm not gonna pass it if I blah 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 blah. And yeah, like you said, they'll immediately pass. They'll be like, oh well, I have some time to think about it, and they'll just pass. And they
yep.
And then they'll pass it. Like they all have no balls.
No balls.
So yeah, I mean, look, every week is the same shit. He distracts us like he does.
Just like Joni Ernst said, we're all gonna die. So it's fine.
But you do agree that like there should have been more focus on the president of the United States posting something that said the former president of the United States is a clone.
That's a really weird thing to post or share, for sure.
Meanwhile, hold on. Meanwhile, have you seen pictures of Donald Trump as a young person and currently? We're talking about one as a clone?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. One guy looked normal, and then, like, you looked semi-normal as, like, a 25-year-old. Now you look like you're 19 different shades of orange.
Yeah.
And you're calling Joe Biden a clone. Got it. Okay.
Look, man. He's just the worst.
I know.
He's just the worst.
I say it. I know.
And,
no, you should protest all you want. Nothing's going to happen with the protest. I think it's stupid. I mean,
Why?
It is what it is. I think
if it gives him 1 ounce of agony on his birthday, it's worth it.
Sure, I get it. It's the whole. It's just stupid. Like I said, I think that I don't understand why I do not understand why him calling Joe Biden a clone is not getting more
coverage. Yeah. It's a really weird thing to say.
Well, I think the worst part, and this, I guess we can end up like your boy Jake Shithead Tapper.
Yeah.
It's all about. He's trying to sell a shitty book, and it's just shitting all over Biden. But yet, apparently, what the current president's doing is okay.
Well, did you see that he said that he didn't vote for either or something? He was
good, great job.
I'm not
Jake.
a fan of either. I was like, fuck off.
So you're an even shittier human being.
Yeah, you don't own it.
Like, at least if you vote Trump, we all know you're an asshole.
Right.
This way, you're just like, I don't like either of them. So I didn't want to vote for either of them. Oh, look at me.
Yeah.
Like, great, dude.
Well, hey, look, on the plus side is
good job selling 53,000 copies of your book.
Yeah, that's gonna do great.
Which I believe, they compared it to people who have actually written good books. And it's embarrassing how bad he is. But hey, good job selling your soul, you fucking loser.
Yeah, no, he sucks.
Yeah, but hey, good job, Jake. What a clown. What a fucking clown.
Yeah, so 53,000.
Was I right about my number, or was I making that up?
That's 50,000. That's number 3 on Amazon, dropping. Blah blah blah. Cool. Embarrassment. Less than 1/10 of the viewers on CNN. Dropped to decade low. Viewership dropping.
Again, he sold his soul.
No, it's stupid.
I don't know
he didn't have to do that.
I don't know what you gained out of this. You're already okay. You want to why did you why?
You're already wealthy.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, I understand you want to write a book, but it's you've just gone full. I'll use a wrestling term. You're just going full heel. For what? So that you can get your own show on Newsmax? What are you trying to do?
I don't know. As you said, Trump doesn't appear long for this world, so I'd rather.
I can only hope.
I think most people would prefer to stay on the right side, but who knows? All right, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, but for Adam,
I don't know, man.
this is Jack. This has been the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. Have a great night.